Hi, my name is Christopher Holmes, Chief Technical Officer for the Orchard, and I will be showing you how to download, install, and connect to Daylite for Mac. Open up your favorite web browser. In this case, I've got Safari. In the Google search bar on the right-hand side, type in Daylite and the word Mac. And your top result will be Market Circle's website that has both Daylite and Billings, if you're familiar with that program. Navigate to Daylite here, and then you have the option to download the 30-day trial. Now, in our case, we have Daylite server set up at a remote location that our database is being held, so we don't have to worry about any kind of licenses because the licenses are all installed in the server. Now, to save time, I'm not going to let this finish downloading. I've already got one that's been downloaded previously. Navigate to your downloads folder, and you should see the Daylite disk image or DMG. Go ahead and double click it, and you'll see the option here to grab the documentation. You can put that in your desktop if you like, and then let's go ahead and install Daylite. We're going to go ahead and click continue here. Continue. We're going to agree. We want to do it on our main hard drive. We're doing a typical installation. You'll authenticate who you are, and then it will install Daylite for Mac on your machine. Now, I have previously, uninstalled Daylite so that you're going to see this as if you were setting it up for the very first time. It's going to look identical to what you're seeing on this screen. Doesn't take very long. It's going to install several elements, the chief of which is the Daylite application. The only information that you're going to need that you should have been provided for by your Daylite administrator is the username and password and the IP address to the server. So now let's go to our applications folder, and you'll now see this folder here for Daylite 3 with the option to install. I'm going to go ahead and drag this to my dock, and as you'll notice here, I've also got it on my toolbar. This is the old version here. So click on Daylite. You'll have the environment begin. In fact, I'm going to close out of all these windows. And even though it gives you the option to open up a sample database or create a new database, we're going to want to log in to an existing database. And so that we don't see this every single time that we connect to Daylite, we're going to uncheck this box and choose to log in to an existing database. Now you notice it's searching. If you had Daylite set up on your local network, it would try to auto-discover Daylite without you having to manually put in any settings. We're going to select this contextual drop-down menu, add a new connection. We're going to grab this IP address, which is the external IP address for our server. I've just copied and pasted it in there. If you're on a Mac, it's Command C. And then once you've pasted, which is Command V, you can then search for any available databases on that particular server. And as a side note, you can actually have multiple databases on the same server. So we only have one, but there may be instances where there are multiple. So we're going to check this, and then we're going to enter in your username, but we're using the demo user for this video. We're going to create, and then we're going to enter in the password, which you have the option of remembering in Keychain, and I'm going to go ahead and say that that's something you might want to do just for convenience. Click on the login, and then what it'll do is it'll authenticate your username and password and get you into Daylite. As you can see, it only takes roughly 10 to 20 seconds. This server is actually in another state, and so it's a pretty fast process considering that this is over the internet and of course not even close to our location here in Lafayette, Louisiana. We're in. Now is the task of populating companies, creating new projects, looking for opportunities, and of course being more efficient at what we do. I hope this video has been helpful installing, downloading, and then of course connecting to Daylite. Look for more videos to come in the future on how we develop the workflow for Daylite in our business.